Hello there. Welcome to 3Spoonies. We are your hosts, Karen, Claire, and Joe, and we're going to be talking about being green with a disability. Let's get into some questions.
The Activity Connector's mission is to inspire children, young people and adults alike to find the right activities for them through collaboration. We believe there's a sport or activity for everyone. We aim to bring organisations together to benefit children, young people and adults within the educational setting. If there is a particular need, we would love to talk to you and see if we can help you fill that need. We are currently working with organisations in domestic abuse, county lines and mental health, first aid training and sports coaching. Do you have a hobby that makes a massive impact to you? Or are you looking for that hobby? Why not drop us a message or take a listen to the power of a hobby? Always looking for more guests to come on and share what they love to do. Do you work for a charity and want to get more exposure about what you do? Or are you looking at sports events and need more support to set these up and run them? Why not drop us a message and we can chat and see what support we can offer you.
Hello, I'm Karen from Pony Pony Pony.
I'm Claire from Sparkle's Gift Boutique.
And I'm Joe from Bright Cat Business Solutions.
We are 3Spoonies navigating our way through life and business with not enough spoons. And today we are joined by our lovely guest, Jeannette Jones. Hooray! Who is rejoining us this week for our community questions. Jeannette, would you like to give us a little bit of an introduction so everyone knows about you?
Hi, thanks, Karen. Yes, hi guys. Jeannette Jones, any green will do. Basically, I'm a grandma on a mission. I sell eco and ethical gifts. I've got 8 years experience in the field and I'm just trying to show people how easy it is to do something eco. Thank you.
I love that, the grandma on a mission. That is just brilliant. Oh, I love it. So we have some questions for you from our community. One of them we did kind of touch on, I think, in our last topic, but we kind of expand on it a bit more. So his first question is from Adrian, and he says, I try to reuse as much as possible, but I have a lot of prescription med aids that are all disposable and covered with lots of plastic. I can't afford to buy alternatives myself if they exist, but the huge amount of plastic does upset me. Can I do anything?
Right, okay. I wasn't too sure. I'm not too sure what type of equipment and whatever that you've got that you're having to deal with. But one thing that I have found out about is blister packs. And it is something that can be recycled. And I know that Superdrug stores do actually recycle blister packs, but check with them before you take a bag full down with them, just in case that their bins are too full up or something like that. But when it comes to medical equipment and medication, it's very much one of these issues that you are going to have to just accept that this is what you need for your medication and this is the best way to do it, because a lot of places, and especially like the NHS or what have you, that is how they operate and that is how they do things. And it more than likely there's not a compatible eco alternative that you can use, whether it's not going to be sterile enough or it doesn't last long enough, or all these different things that something with plastic and wrapping is. Obviously, against that, you can end up recycling what you can. If it's wrapped in plastic, you can recycle that if it's a print, but try and counteract it with things that you can do. Not necessarily with your condition, but general day-to-day lifestyles. Do something which will counteract what you're having to use and throw away or give back or whatever with the way it's wrapped. There's nothing that you personally can do to request an alternative with that, as far as I am aware. So just save your water, recycle your plastic bottles, recycle your newspapers, try and buy fresh stuff which isn't wrapped as much, and all this sort of thing. So just try and make your little difference with how you can. rather than worrying about what you can't do. Focus on what you can.
That's a good answer because you can't control everything, especially when it comes to med and medical
Yeah.
stuff. So counteracting it with other ways in your life is definitely a good way to go. So our next question is from Cath, and hers is, I bought a batch of what I thought were green pens for her company, 2,000 of them. It turns out they're really not. Now that she's seen them, they're clearly plastic. She doesn't want to throw them away because it's such a waste, but how can she make sure that she gets what she wants next time?
Right, I've looked into this because I sell gifts and products which are eco, and you can actually buy pens which are made out of cork, which is obviously very sustainable. You don't even need to chop the tree down because it's the bark that you use with cork. And I think it takes about 30 years for the tree to regrow its cork. So it's incredibly sustainable because, and obviously cork is very, it's antibacterial and it's waterproof and all this sort of thing. So cork's always a good way to go. Bamboo pens, you can easily get bamboo pens. And I've seen pens which are made out of not cardboard, but like thick paper that you can actually get those as well, which are also recyclable with that. And I found out from a friend of mine who also supplies pens, and she does bamboo pens. And I didn't think if you were buying 2,000 of them, it was a reasonable price for per pen if you're buying that sort of quantity. So try and look online for trade accounts that you can use. If not, contact me and I'm more than happy to show you what I can supply, and I'm more than happy to get them for you and then post them on, because pens are a nightmare because everybody has a pot of them. You throw them away, they break, they're plastic, they end up in microplastics. It's awful, it's horrible. So well done for trying to find something clean. And I think it's really bad that the company that you bought them from were misleading in the fact that you thought they were green, as in eco pens, rather than not. So if you can't send them back to the supplier, don't use them again. Come and have a chat with me and I'll just find some for you. Not a problem.
Yeah, and it's if it's not going through you, it's kind of researching the company a bit beforehand.
Exactly.
Like I
Exactly.
always used, if I found a new company, I love Trustpilot. I love looking on there to see the reviews that people
Yeah.
put, any little things like that, even Google reviews sometimes, because
Yeah.
unfortunately people can be misleading.
Yeah, the whole greenwashing thing's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, do your research. It's all out there, but the problem is now there's often too much information out there, which people go, "Oh, I'm not going to be doing that. It's too much information." But research, and if not, catch up and have a chat. I'm more than happy to.
Perfect. And our next question is from Nicky, and hers is, I thought I was being green when making our company paperless, but the website we use for basically everything is really slow and overcomplicated. I'm worried we're using so much more electricity server space with our everyday tasks that we may not be helping. Are we accidentally greenwashing?
No, no, you're not greenwashing because you're not doing it on purpose. And that's the whole greenwashing scenario. But a few things that you can do is, now people think when you save in the cloud, that most people save in the cloud nowadays. My vision of a cloud is this white fluffy thing floating around in the sky and all that. But it's not. It's like a thick black thunderstorm type cloud, because basically cloud storage is phenomenal. It's so big. And what happens is they need an excessive amount of water to cool down the storage system. And also they need an incredible amount of electricity to run the storage system and the backup system. So in actual fact, it's not green at all. But what you can do is go through your files and delete what you don't need anymore, whether it's photos or records that you've sent half a dozen examples of something, so just keep the most recent one. So do that with your emails and what you're saving. Also, it's estimated that for every email that is sent or received, you've got up to 8 grams of emissions, which are use because of all the energy and the power and the supply and all the rest of it. So if you're emailing, try and only email the final thing. Don't CC to everybody. If you're just replying to one person or you need to speak to one person, don't reply to all of them, just do the one. It's brilliant that you're not using paper, but in the scheme of things, paper's quite a good backup, if you like. If you need to print minimally, that's absolutely fine. So like if somebody sent you something, you need a print of hard copy or something. Use recycled paper if you can. Something else flashed through my mind and I'm frantically trying to think out what it was. And another couple of things that you can do is for your search engine, switch to Ecosia, Ecosia, because they are a charity-led organisation, which for every search that you do, they plant a tree somewhere in the world. And they've planted like 210 million trees around the world since they've been going on. So you can contribute towards what you're doing with the use of what you're doing and use Ecosia for your search engine. It's powered by Bing, I believe, and it's just as ample as Google, apart from you're doing something good whilst you end up doing your searches. The other thing is you can check out your host as to whether they're green or not, and that is with a company called the Green Web Company, and you type in your email and then they will tell you whether it is green or not. And then if it is, you can get a little certificate from them that you can end up getting the code and putting it onto your website. And sorry, it's the Green Web Foundation is the company. And if your host is not green, change it to a green one. And those are like easy tips that you can do with business is don't save stuff that you don't have to, delete what you can. And the other thing I was going to say, I knew it would come to me eventually, is if you sign up for newsletters, go into and you don't read them, you don't look at them or whatever, go into your junk folder, because that's where an awful lot of them go to, and unsubscribe. Because as I said earlier, if you've got these CO2 emissions flying around for every email that you get, if you're not looking at them and you're not using them, save the CO2 emissions by cancelling it so you're not going to get them in the future. So that's another good way of doing a bit more green for your business.
That is some great answers there to all those questions. So thank you.
My pleasure, anytime.
So would you like to let us know where people can find you if they've got any more questions?
Thank you. Yes, my company is Any Green Will Do. So I have an email, anygreenwilldo@outlook.com. I've got a website, which is www.anygreenwilldo.co.uk. I am also on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, all Any Green Will Do. See, it's a common theme. I try and keep things easy and simple for people. So Any Green Will Do. And I'm on LinkedIn, but not with Any Green Will Do, but with my name, Jeannette Jones.
Thank you very much. And thank you all for joining us for 3Spoonies on being green with a disability. We'd love to know your thoughts and comments and any questions you may have as well. If you enjoy this episode, please subscribe for our weekly podcast and leave us a lovely review. You can find us on social media, and we'd love it if you'd join us in the Business Success Network for Disabled Entrepreneurs Facebook group. You can also buy us coffee if you like what we do. Links, as ever, will be in the show notes. Have a great day and keep track of your spoons.